Oh, what's this? Oh, I'm not showing off my hat. No, I'm just staring at my crotch. So, if you've been on any sort of like production related page or community that shares pictures about music production, you may see from time to time these little like cheat sheets that give you advice on what to do in your mix. Like what is this one? Basic structure of trap beats. Does this represent just one kick? Why do the kick and the snare play at the same time? Or is this just the pattern of the kick and individual kicks go inside? Why is the 808, what is the hook melody compared to the main melody? And then we also have the counter melody over the, what? The open hi-hat, and then you have this big gap. I don't know what any of this means. What is this trying to tell me? Huh? I always feel like they're a little bit of a noob trap, because a beginner producer may take an example like this one at face value without knowing too much about the details of music production to really know if they should follow this or not. And as you can see from this industry standard, there's rules being laid down here that you may think you need to apply to your own mixes for them to sound, up to the industry standard, which may or may not be the case. I guess we'll find out, because I'm about to take a little trap beat that I just quickly made to fill the criteria here. Kick, snare, percussion, filler snare, hi-hats, 808, melody. So we have all the same elements that are being said here. I just mixed it to what I thought would be the best amount. So I put everything into mixer tracks here. I haven't changed any of the faders, but I have changed the volume within the channel rack. I'll make individual samples louder or quieter just by using the volume here. The kick needs to be at 0 to -1 decibel. There's two ways I could interpret this. It could just mean where the fader should be. Kick's already at 0 or -1. So I can mix it like that. What might make a bit more sense is what the kick shows up in the meter. If the kick shows up at 0 decibels or at -3 or -6, I feel like that would make the most sense, because maybe you have a sample that's really loud, and then if I click normalize, it's even louder now. So of course, that would show up as two different volumes on this meter, but the fader would always be at 0 for both of them. So obviously that doesn't mean they're the same volume. If I was a beginner, I may not know that. I may just think, oh, I need to have my volume set to -2. Did it! Industry standard. So okay, I guess we'll try that first. Kick, 0 decibel, -1. There's a little bit of a multiple choice option here. Do I think it's better when it's like this, or when I think it's a decibel lower, or somewhere in between? It doesn't really make that much of a difference, not like drastically, whoa, the mix is different, so I guess I'll just leave it at 0. Okay, so this is a fun one. This is -3 to 5. So this is obviously a +5. So, you can either go down here to -3 or go strong in the red. We got two mixes. Let's take a look. As you can see, there's a difference in waveform already between these two mixes, mainly being that 808 looks quite a lot more beefier in this version and a lot less, but let's just play them. Yeah, just everything beside from the kick's quieter now. It has the effect of it sounding like very unmastered. If I had to choose, I would choose my mix here. Maybe you disagree. Type in the comments which version you like the best. Okay, now we're gonna actually do what I think is a lot more sensible, and that's just mixing with what the values should be in the meter. This is still flawed, but we'll try it anyways. My kick is a little bit above 0. Let's fix that. 808, -4 and 6. So let's look at the meter here. Ooh, it's very quiet. Let's boost it up. Here we go. All right, 3 versions. I'll put the meters mix at the top. And the meters mix resembles my initial mix quite a lot. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hate that as much as I thought I was gonna hate it.
I've made a huge mistake.
The difference between my mix and the meters mix really isn't so different, as you can see. Like, the biggest difference here are just the melody and the 808 and also some of the percussion and filler drums, but nothing really that drastic, nothing like goes further than 3 decibels, for instance. So it's pretty close to what I initially had, just with some slight differences here and there. Which did you think was your favorite mix? If you chose the fader mix, you win. Yeah, let's just get that out of here. I have to say, I'm much more impressed by the meters mix than I thought I would be. I kind of like the lower bass. There's like more bass in my version than that there maybe needs to be. It makes it feel a little less dense of a mix, a bit more open in a way. I do think some of the percussions that like the filler snare might have been a little bit loud. My initial thought was that this wasn't going to be too helpful, and why I mentioned there was a noob trap is because even when you have a sample or a sound that says, oh, this is at -7 decibels, that's just the peak meter, which means it's only showing the loudest part of the sample. The rest of the sample could actually be very quiet in comparison. Alright, we have 2 samples here. They both reach 0 on the peak meter. But I wouldn't say that they are necessarily equal. The kick lasts longer, whereas the hi-hat only reaches that 0 decibel point for like a short amount of time and then fades away. So if I had to play them, I would initially think, yeah, the kick's louder, even though they show up as the exact same loudness on the peak meter. Okay, look, I've made this like really short, this sample. In fact, so short it's become very blocky. So it like it's like a blip. It's a real little click. But you can see it still shows up at 0 decibel. Even though it has nowhere near the same sort of impact or feeling of loudness as the kick drum has. Also, this sheet and some others don't mention anything about the frequency shape of the sound. You could have 2 808s, but one has a lot less sub, but more harmonics. They could show up as equal loudness, but that doesn't mean that they would feel the same or work as well as each other in the mix. So there's more to it than just the peak volume. Anyways, that was pretty much the whole point that I wanted to make about those cheat things. That being said, just from blindly following it, I'm not disappointed by the mix that I got. What is the takeaway of this? I would say it's to think critically. It's always just a good takeaway in life. You know, don't fall for simple traps. Ah, get it? Trap? Nah. Oh, I should make the closing. I don't want to say all cheat sheets are bad. This one didn't seem so bad, although maybe with different samples, that might have not been the case. Every sample is different, so it's hard to say that one size should fit all samples. Maybe it's a decent starting point, but I don't think they should ever be like the laws that you must follow. Oh yeah, I'll put a link to all these different versions. Then you can download it and do what you want with it.